Tonight on SUTV News, a treasured dorm building becomes a new service center for students.
And SUTV celebrates a monumental achievement.
All that and more right now.
Thanks for joining us on SUTV News. I'm Jordan Hanley.
And I'm Katie Swigert. The Learning Center has moved to Mowry Hall. Now called the Student Success Center, this building is designed to be a one-stop shop for all academic support needs. Students are encouraged to use the SSC Campus tool online to schedule tutoring and advising appointments. You can access this tool through the MyShip portal. The grand opening for the center is scheduled for mid-October. For more information on how to access the online tool, visit SUTVnews.com. This summer was nothing short of a success for SUTV. The station gained 3 Mid-Atlantic Emmy nominations in the college category. The first nomination comes from SUTV alum Marshall Keeley. Keeley's story, titled Brass Camp, takes a look into a camp for children whose siblings have cancer. Senior Paige Ahrensmeyer produced a short documentary from time in Haiti. Her film shows the daily life of people in the city of Gros Morne. Last but not least is the live coverage of the Shippensburg versus Mansfield football game. Avery Quinn worked all season providing interviews, pregame shows, and exciting coverage. The National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences will host an awards ceremony in Philadelphia on October 13th. D2L has some recent upgrades and changes for the fall semester. The login process is the same, however, some information can be hard to find. To locate the list of your classes, you can click on the square in the top row toward the middle. Once you click on a class, everything you need can be located across the top. Most professors will have a Start Here button under Content where you can locate the syllabus and any other beginning information about your courses. Discussions can be located by clicking on the speech icon at the top right of the screen. Right next to that, you will find your notifications from your courses. You can edit your profile and even add a personal picture by clicking on Profile. For more information, you can go to SUTVnews.com.
Shippensburg University's SIS Fair is quickly coming up. Each semester, clubs and organizations have the opportunity to showcase themselves and recruit new members. For new students, it's a great way to get involved and find a home among peers with similar interests. The fair will be held between the Cub and Reisner Dining Hall and will feature Greek life, intramural sports, on-campus activities, and even a raffle. The fair is next Tuesday at 3:30.
While the first home game for the Raiders isn't until next weekend, Ship plays away this Saturday in Pittsburgh. The university is providing a free student fan bus for Saturday's season opening football game. Interested students must sign up for the bus in advance at the Cub info desk. The bus will leave at 8 a.m. outside the UPS store of the Cub. Admission to the game against Clarion is free.
If you think digital aids like Siri and Alexa are frighteningly smart, then you may find this latest advancement even more intimidating. Starting Thursday, Google Assistant can understand and speak 2 languages at the same time. This is big news for bilingual families. They can now do things like request music and check the weather in 2 languages without changing settings. Google Assistant is the first major voice-controlled digital helper to have this capability. That could help the search giant lure customers away from Amazon's Alexa and Apple's Siri. An estimated half the world's population is multilingual, and studies have suggested that speaking more than 1 language can help children's brain develop and social skills.
American flags have been lowered this week in memory of Senator John McCain. McCain lost his battle to brain cancer on Saturday and was laid to rest today in Arizona. 15 people carried the Vietnam War veteran's casket at the Washington National Cathedral Memorial Service. Politicians from both sides of the aisle were asked to speak at McCain's funeral, including former Vice President Joe Biden, Former Vice President Dan Quayle attended the service, as well as former President Obama and President George W. Bush. McCain ran against President Obama during the 2008 presidential election and served as the chairman of the Senate Committee on Armed Services.
When we come back in world news, illegal fishing nets lead to danger for turtles.
Stay with us. British and French fishermen take their beef over scallops to a whole other level this week.
Let's send it over to Matt Kleindens for this week's world news.
Hundreds of endangered turtles died after being caught in an illegal fishing net. More than 300 olive ridley sea turtles were found off the southern coast of Mexico. Many of the turtles were partially decomposed with fragmented shells. Mexico's Environmental Protection Agency says the turtles drowned after getting tangled in a net used for river fishing. Those nets are illegal in the area. The agency says they buried the turtles to avoid contamination. Several government agencies are trying to find those responsible. The Syrian regime is building up its forces around the last rebel stronghold in Idlib, according to U.S. defense officials. The U.S. is concerned that the Assad regime could launch another round of chemical attacks against the city's inhabitants. Defense Secretary James Mattis says the U.S. is in active communication with Russia to help prevent Assad from using chemical weapons in Idlib. Officials say that a conventional assault on the city could leave thousands dead and deepen the refugee crisis along the Syrian-Turkish border. In Pakistan, thousands of protesters took to the streets to demonstrate against the Dutch ambassador. Protests organized by one of Pakistan's conservative parties call for the expulsion of far-right Dutch politician Geert Wilders for planning a cartoon competition. The competition features caricatures of what protesters say is the Islamic prophet Muhammad. Pakistan has already complained to the Dutch government about Wilders' plan for the cartoon competition. Wilders intends to display the cartoons on the walls of his political party's room in Dutch Parliament. And finally tonight, British and French fishermen took their beef to scallops to another level this week. Boats from the two countries got into a pushing match in the English Channel Tuesday. It's part of a long-standing dispute over scallop fishing regulations. The skirmish took place because the British crews are allowed to fish year-round while their French counterparts are restricted to a shorter harvesting season. The two sides reached an agreement the past 5 years, but this year, France blocked the deal. The UK claims the French boats were targeted them with, quote, dangerous maneuvering, firing flares, throwing shackles and bottles. The French feel British fishermen are attempting to deplete their stocks before the start of the harvesting season. That's it for World News. My name is Matt Kleinitz. Let's send it back to Katie and Jordy.
When we come back, entertainment gives us a look into the biggest events of the summer.
And we find out what this week's weather has in store. Man, Katie, this week has been a scorcher.
I know. I decided that I was going to walk to class instead of drive because the weather has been so nice, but by the time it was time to walk home at the end of the day, it was way too hot and I was sweating. Let's find out what this week's weather looks like. Isabella?
After an incredibly hot and humid week, Ship is way overdue for some wet weather, and man, will we get it. Tonight, a high of 68 and scattered thunderstorms. Tomorrow, expect overcast skies with scattered thunderstorms in the evening. And in our 5 days, scattered thunderstorms this weekend with highs in the upper 80s. Monday through Wednesday is much of the same with scattered thunderstorms throughout the day and temps in the low 70s. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend and stay dry, Ship.
Big things happened this summer for some particular celebrities. Let's start off with Justin Bieber's engagement. The Love Yourself singer proposed to Hailey Baldwin on July 7th in the Bahamas. Bieber posted a photo to Instagram with the caption confessing his love for Baldwin and that they are very excited to share a future together. The 24-year-old hopes to have a happy and healthy marriage for his younger siblings to look up to. Another announcement that happened earlier in July was the birth of Cardi B's baby girl. The unique name of Culture Kiari Cephas came from the musical group Migo album titled Culture. Cardi B has tried to keep information about her baby and marriage to rapper Offset away from public eye, but that didn't stop her from recently posting an adorable video to Instagram. Demi Lovato was rushed to the hospital after an overdose of heroin on July 24th. In the past, the pop star has voiced her struggles with addiction and self-harm. She was last released from rehab in 2011 and has now returned her focus on her sobriety. Lovato continues to post on social media thanking her fans for their support and prayers. Earlier this month, it was announced that American singer-songwriter Aretha Franklin passed away on August 16th. Franklin died at the age of 76 to pancreatic cancer. The Queen of Soul tried to keep her illness hidden for years, but unfortunately the sickness caught up to her. Family, friends, and fans continue to show love and support to the famous singer whose legacy will live on forever. That's it for entertainment. Now back to the desk with Jordan and Katie.
When we come back in sports, Ship Football has a new offensive coordinator.
And 3 Ship baseball players got drafted into the MLB.
The Shippensburg football team was voted second in the 2018 PSAC East preseason coaches poll. Coach Mark Macheski enters his 8th season at the helm, looking to build upon last year's NCAA playoff berth and a 10-2 record. The Raiders were voted only behind Westchester, who last year gave Shippensburg their only 2 losses of the season. The team returns 14 starters and 40 letter winners from last season. Shippensburg kicks off the season on Saturday. Saturday will also be the first time Ship football team rolls out their new look offense under offense coordinator Jesse Carell. Carell was hired in the summer after coach J.C. Morgan left to be Millersville's new head coach. Carell previously was the passing game coordinator at Shepherd University, where last year the Rams averaged 48 points per game and gained over 500 yards of total offense. The players approved of Carell's hiring and are working to learn this new high-powered offense.
They've embraced it. They're hungry for knowledge. They want to learn. They ask a lot of questions, and I feel like we've progressively gotten better throughout camp. So, and it's all credit to them. They want to know more and more about football. So they've all basically expressed that they want to have the highest football IQ they could possibly have.
Shippensburg will be taking on Clarion Saturday at Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh at 1 p.m. Women's cross country opens the year ranked number 2 in the preseason PSAC rankings. There's a lot to look forward to as the women try to take down PSAC cross country powerhouse Edinburgh in the league championships, as well as the regional championships at the end of the season. Senior Jackie Kincaid believes a mix of veterans and newcomers can make a PSAC championship possible.
We really have a strong team. We have a couple of freshmen and a couple track girls joining us, so we have just an overall positive team, strong depth.
On the men's side, the cross-country team brings back a strong core of runners to make yet another run at a PSAC title, where they're looking to win their 4th straight conference championship. The team will be looking towards senior Dominic Stroh to lead them to a title. However, Stroh says it'll take everyone to accomplish that feat.
But I think what it's going to take this year to have some true success is to have a pack mentality like we did a couple years ago, where we kind of keep our spread as close as possible and really focus on the team effort this year.
Both the men and the women will be in action tomorrow in the Piper Alumni Open Cross Country Challenge at home starting at 8:30 p.m. Shippensburg field hockey head coach Tara Zollinger returns for her 2nd year leading the Raiders. Zollinger is leading a Raiders squad that has won back-to-back NCAA championships in the past 2 years. Under Zollinger's direction in 2017, SU exploded for 27 more goals than in the previous season, helping the team capture its 3rd national championship in school history. Shippensburg graduated 10 players last season while adding 13 newcomers to this year's team. After opening the PSAC preseason poll at number 1, the Raiders will look to win their 3rd title in as many years. 3 Ship alum made it to the big leagues. Here's Jordan Hanley with more.
This summer, 3 Ship baseball players took a leap to the next level. Senior Gabe Mosser was drafted in the 27th round by the San Diego Padres. Then, just 7 picks later, junior teammate Cash Gladfelter was taken at pick 808 by the Seattle Mariners. And senior Dalton Hoyles signed a free agent contract with his father Chris Hoyles' former organization, the Baltimore Orioles. This is Jordan Hanley, SUTV Sports.
Back, 2 unlikely animals make a connection.
Stay with us.
Video released by the Oregon Zoo of a seal finding a new friend in a butterfly is almost too sweet for words. The adorable meet and greet was captured by the zoo's dive safety officer, Micah Reese. Kaya is a 3-year-old Pacific Arbor seal who's lived at the zoo since 2015. And as you can see, she is very, very friendly.
That is all we have for tonight from SUTV News. I'm Jordan Hanley.
And I'm Katie Swigert. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website, sutvnews.com. We'll see you next time.